So for today, we're going to be looking at the Taken King set. Apologies that this took forever, but I have gotten sick. I don't know what it is, but it's pissing me off, which is probably why you will hear me either cough, snort, and or just sound weird. So yeah, we're going to be looking at the Taken King set. If you guys don't know, we've already done the review video and the shader video. They're both right here. You guys can check it out. And for this video, we're going to be taking individual pieces from the Taken King set and making individual sets from those pieces. That's what we usually do when we look at an armor set, just because it helps flex the fashion muscles, so to speak. And I think it's probably some of my best content sometimes. So if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, really does help, because a huge portion of people are actually not subscribed. So if you can do me a favor, like, comment, sub, hit the bell notification, because that also helps immensely. Other than that, let's get into it. So to start off, we're going to be using the strides of the Taken King and the grasp of the Taken King. For the helmet, veil, tights, mask. For the cloak, we're going to be using dark hollow mantle. And then for the exotic itself, it's going to be the Omni Oculus with the leering marrow ornament. Now, I love this set. I think this set looks really, really cool. For the shader, we're going to be using Omnicronia, specifically because I just wanted to have a shader that combines everything into one cohesive color. Thankfully, Omnicronia doesn't have a huge glow on the strides of the Taken King and the grasp of the Taken King, because unfortunately that still is a big issue with some shaders, but fortunately Omnicronia does not do that. So is this the best one? I don't think so, because I do think there is like better ones, but this is like up there. It's definitely not the worst, because there is a bad one here. Well, I wouldn't say bad, but it's not as good as the other ones, let's just say that. Speaking of not the best, this is the one. This is the one I'm talking about, where it's like not as good as the other ones. I like where my head is going, because it's going for like a hive slash like almost like witch doctor kind of feel, especially with the females one. You kind of see it a little bit more with that one. But let's talk about some of the pieces. So specifically, we're gonna be using the Mask of the Taken King. Let me tell you right off the rip, I've done some really good sets that have Mask of the Taken King, so don't think this helmet is terrible by any means, because the helmet is actually amazing and I just failed to make it look good. For the arms, it's gonna be Mothkeeper wraps without an ornament, Hexrot vest, the Navigator's raiment strides, and then the Neoteric Kiot cloak. So two of these are season pass ornaments, specifically the Hexrot vest and the Navigator's raiment. But you can still get the Navigator's raiment strides, so that is cool. Shader, royal treatment. And honestly, yeah, I like where my head's going, because the Hexrot vest goes really well with the Navigator's raiment, because the chest piece specifically has like that like organic metal look, which is gonna look really cool with the boots. I think my main issue is just like maybe switch out the Neoteric Kiot with like something more hive-ish, and I think that would be way better. To be fair though, yeah, I would just go back to the drawing board, or like just take an older set that I made in the past with Mask of the Taken King and just put that in there, which is what I ended up doing for the next set technically. So for the next set, we're going to be using the Wormhusk crown with the Occult Ambition ornament, the Navigator's raiment arms, vest of the Taken King with the cloak of the Taken King, and then veil tight strides. The shader is Umbral Rumble, which is really cool because it gives this Taken feel, and I definitely think this is the best one. I don't even remember the last one, but if I'm okay, I remember the last one. It's pretty good as well, which is why I say the second one is not the best, because these other three are just like on another level. This one's really cool. This is actually my PvP a loadout that I use when I'm playing PvP. And I love it. It's so cool. To be fair, I've done a lot of Acolyte's Ambition like looks. Is this the best one? I want to say it is. Unfortunately, I do think Veil Tides isn't the strongest piece for this, just because like I love it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool, but I would understand if you didn't like it, because like everything has a lot of like bone and stuff. And then the boots has a lot of it. A majority of it actually is covering up the bone. So if you were asking like what would I replace with the boots, I would honestly say the skeleton one. I forget what it's called, but it was in Season of the Haunted. Let me look it up real quick so that way I can give you the name. But it's the season pass from Season of the Haunted. The Apollos Following strides I think would be a better choice. They are symmetrical, and a lot of it is just that bone. So if you wanted something that showed a lot more bone, then obviously the Apollos Following set would, or the Apollos Following boots would be the best choice here. And then last but not least, I have this. This is something I made a while ago, and funnily enough, Apollos Following is coming back. But for this one, Dragonfly Regalia mask with Tangled Bronze, that way you can have that dark mask. Grasp of the Taken King, Apollos Following vest, and then the technically elite ornament for the fucking fish pants, Star Eater scale, all of them using Midnight Smith, and then the Solstice cloak rekindled with the Abyssinian gold because it's a really dark black. And funnily enough, you could actually switch out Midnight Smiths for something else now, because fortunately Grasp of the Taken King don't shader as terrible as they used to, so that's part of the reason why I ended up using Midnight Smith. But if you want to use another color, go ham, because most of the time the shader will go well with the Grasp of the Taken King, but I still use Midnight Smith because I didn't want to risk anything. It still looks really good with it. So I definitely think this might be the best one, just because it's so like foreboding and scary looking. But then the first one's really cool, and then the third one's really cool as well. Like, I honestly would say the second one is probably the weakest one, not the worst, just weak. It's not as good as the other ones, and I can definitely say that. But Hunters, let me know what you guys think. I had a lot of fun making these. These was like, the Taken King sets were so much fun to do. If not, I had like older sets that I just pulled from my back stock that I ended up doing, like specifically the last one and technically the third one, even though it's changed a little bit than how it used to be. But yeah, Taken King set is amazing. Definitely do the dungeon, because it is really, really worth it, and it is free so far, so definitely do it. But let me know what you guys think. I appreciate y'all coming to this point. Remember, I have a lot of more content to go through. Hopefully we'll go through these specific videos real soon, so that way next week we can do Prophecy, because I'm pretty sure next week is Prophecy, which we're going to be doing, again, review the armor and all that stuff. But we're also going to be doing the Star Wars armor that I think I already reviewed. No, I didn't, but that's fine, because we'll go through that soon. And then the Stasis armor, and then again the Star Wars armor set for the pre-order, which I still haven't done. So I have a lot of content to go through. Apologies that it's taken a while for me to go through it, but it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of content to go through, and I still have my full-time job and my other side stuff. So apologies, but I will try to go through these as fast as I can. So appreciate y'all. Be safe. I'll see you guys later.